That's me. I'm the good-looking guy on the left. I was 24, carefree, and laughing with my friends in the pew behind me. And in a moment, my life was about to change forever. The side door suddenly swung open, and a rock flew through the air. The collective gasp seemed to draw the gunman inside. The rock was a grenade covered in nails. And in the strident machine gun fire, a second deafening grenade explosion happened. This was it. I was going to die. In just 30 seconds, and it lasted only 30 seconds, thanks to someone shooting back. But 11 people were killed and 58 were injured. It was July 1993 and became known as the St James Church Massacre. I learned a lot of things alongside faith, forgiveness, and who my true friends were. But from that night, I want to tell you about 3 lessons that I drew from that experience. Number 1 is that your life can change in an instant and without warning. You could even die and be ushered into eternity. I survived without a scratch, but I soon fell apart, and I realized that something was just terribly wrong. My speedy, long runs became short, awkward shuffles. Sudden noises had me going absolutely crazy. I was tired all the time, and my muscles ached. I was in a mess. How does 30 seconds do this to you? Well, life-threatening trauma is invasive. It invades the body and the soul. It is something that just should not happen. I had no idea what was wrong with me, and nor did the doctors. And at my low point, I had to go to Valkenburg Hospital for my medication. I remember entering the busy waiting area for the first time, filled with dread and shame. My prayer was, please God, no one must see me here. And will you guess what happened? I was roused by this booming, hail and hearty greeting. Richard, how are you? What are you doing here? Before me was Guy, a troubled friend from my school days. I wanted to die. I shot an embarrassed glance round, and to my amazement, no one seemed to notice. No one cared. Even Guy had started walking away. And then I was hit by an incredible moment of realization, my first lesson, my second lesson. And that was that the shame wasn't mine. The shame belonged to the perpetrators. And today I'm unashamed to share that I had to go and see doctors at Valkenburg Hospital. It was my rite of passage to my recovery. I took ownership of my situation there and then, and slowly, step by step, I began my ascent. My third lesson was far more pernicious and subtler. I found that I was shy and too embarrassed to share what had happened with me that night. Why is this? You see, I discovered there was a cruel pecking order when it comes to people's tragedies, and I felt that mine just did not rank. I had not been hurt, I'd not lost a loved one, and I felt that my story was not worthy of retelling. Perhaps something has happened to you. And this brings me to the essence of what I want to say this evening. And that is that It's not the size of your story. It's the enormity of the moment that experience can draw out in the lesson that you learn from that intense experience. A depth and a meaning that will far exceed interminable hours in a lecture hall. You may have experienced something, and only your retelling will be able to resonate with certain people and radiate a hope that they'll look to for you that they'll have never, ever had before. Your story may be a bridge, if you will, that takes you from the impossible to the possible, from horror to hope, or from bondage to salvation. Your story has the power to do that and to take people to a place on the other side of that bridge where they will see vistas unimaginable and see new horizons and things that they didn't believe that was possible. Because this cruel trick of trauma often brings shame, directs us to us, and it's not our shame. And that there's a hope at the end of the tunnel. And I want to close by encouraging you to tell your story. It is well said that your story may be somebody else's survival manual. The details thereof could be the handholds and the footholds to climb that metaphorical, impossible mountain. So tonight, I want to encourage you, tell your story, tell your story. I dare you. Thank you. Thank you very much.